We spent 3 years making sure that all 3 of our businesses are delivering operationally, are delivering financially, have won new customers, and thanks to all this, the company has deleveraged enough so that it can now again start investing much more aggressively in its future, organic investments in research, organic investments in new initiatives, and also making some acquisitions. This year we're celebrating the 100th anniversary of Technicolor. And what's really interesting is I was reading up a little bit on the story of the company. And do you realize that the Technicolor we're talking about today, it took 20 years for Technicolor to perfect the color film technology. For 20 years of hard work to become relevant in the mid-30s. That's how long it took. Many failed attempts, many tries, but it's perseverance, it's determination. And what was the vision? The vision at the time was to create an amazing new visual experience for the consumer. Someone had invented film, black and white. Someone else had put sound in it. What Technicolor did is it brought color to it. And how do we stay relevant 100 years later? Well, we have to have a vision that we want to bring something like that again to the public, to the human eye. And what is the next big thing? What comes after color? It's not 3D, it's not 4K. It's a truly immersive experience. We talk about high dynamic range, but it's more than that. It is virtual reality, it's augmented reality. It's the next frontier of story making and story building. It involves technology, it involves creativity, it involves all of the skill sets of our company to work maybe for the next 15 years at trying to develop a new form of storytelling, a new form of content that will capture generations to come just the way color film captured the human imagination 75 years ago. In the last 10 years, we have witnessed a change in the way content is consumed. We have gone from a static environment in the living room watching a screen on the wall, collectively or individually, to now being able to enjoy visual content on any type of screen, anywhere, everywhere, when we want it. But what is going to change also is that the content we're watching, which is a linear form of storytelling, just like a book, it has a beginning, has a middle, and has an end, is going to change. In the immersive world, probably using VR technology, we are going to discover storytelling in a different way. In some respects, in 20 years, 30 years, we will actually write the story ourselves. And where is this starting? This is starting in games. We've seen games evolving over the last 10 years in terms of complexity. Well, that's just the beginning. Movies, TV series, we're going to discover a complete new form of content creation, which is going to power all of us in the industry, whether from a technological standpoint or from a creative standpoint. So one of the great things about those trends is you actually have to deliver something, because just talking about it is not enough. And what I love about Technicolor is that we're involved in every part of the flow that's required to make these technologies happen, bring this content to the consumer. Our technology group is working today, whether it's from a research and innovation standpoint, whether it's from a technology licensing standpoint, trying to figure out ways to embed these technologies in the devices of today and, more importantly, of tomorrow. Our entertainment division is working, trying to figure out how do you create this new form of content, 360-degree surround content. How do you create this really immersive content? How do you make it not a boring story, which is, come back. You remember 120 years ago, the first movies? They filmed a train coming into a train station, people getting off. There was no story. It was a discovery. Today, when you watch a VR movie, what is it? It shows you somebody walking in the desert, it shows birds. It's basically the same thing. Why? Because we have not yet perfected the art of storytelling and of representing it. And that is the incredible opportunity for all our teams in the entertainment division. And finally, in the connected home division, one of the great exciting things is we could be the first ones to figure out how to deliver that content to you and I in the home environment through the internet, through the air, through whatever means possible. So it's a vision that unites all of us across the company, because it's only by working all of us together that we will actually end up delivering an experience. The experience requires all of us to do this, and that's what makes us different from everybody else. We are not looking at selling a widget. We're not looking at writing a script. We're trying to figure out how do you actually make the entire thing happen. Obviously, all this requires us to work together. It is not enough for each part of our organization to work on their part of the assignment, on their part of the customer requirements. What makes us different is when we're able to work something together. And one of the really exciting things, a great example was NAB. We had NAB here in the US, and it was a great experience for our customers because what they saw was all of Technicolor. What they saw was not a set-top box. What they saw was not an HDR grading. What they saw was not a number of R&D engineers. What they saw is all of these people working together, collaboratively together to create and deliver something which was an experience. The customer, the consumer, you and I, we don't care how it's made. We want to enjoy it. Think of an iPhone. Does anybody care how it's made? No, you want to enjoy it. There's a lot of work behind it, a lot of collaboration. All these things we buy, when they are truly enjoyable, you don't sit there and wonder, how was it made? Because these organizations work collaboratively together. Think of a movie. A movie often involves 1,000 people working together. That's what makes it. But when you're watching the movie, you don't think it took 1,000 people working long, hard weeks, if not months and years, to put this together. You have this incredible experience and you walk out and you go, wow. And that's what we have to get to. We have to work collaboratively. Our customers should not have to deal with the fact that we need to work out things between ourselves. All we should be focused on is delivering to the customer this wow effect. We have the privilege of working in a company that has a heritage. And I know that term is often abused, but this is a company that did something absolutely incredible 80 years ago. And this is a company that is on the verge and has the ability to do this again. What I would like all of us to do is to create this new wow effect together to make Technicolor as relevant in the second 100 years of its life as it was in the first 100 years of its life.